Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm YouTube's Carcinoma Killer. Welcome back to Saw Week, and today we're going to talk about Saw 5 Come Together. Action. So now the FBI agent Strahm is now still in Jigsaw's room, but he sees he sees a hidden door off in the corner. It's amazing that Jigsaw actually had the foresight to leave a message if somebody was still in the room with him that says, hey, don't pursue this. But of course, he's an FBI agent in a Saw film, so why listen to Jigsaw? Because that's worked out so well for everyone else. So the FBI agent goes to the door, gets attacked by somebody wearing a pig mask and the whole Jigsaw getup. So now he's caught in this trap where it's a glass box placed over his head and it's filling with water. All his weapons have been taken away from him. He has no gun, nothing. So the box is filling up with water. He's freaking out. So what does he decide to do? Reach into a pocket, pull out a pen, and give himself a tracheotomy. That's where you take a tube, stick it straight through your throat so that way you can start breathing through your throat. So that's what he did with the pen. He took it apart. Boom. Yes, I actually had to look up the medical term for that. It's tracheotomy. The more you know. So of course, because he stabbed himself in the throat with a pen and was able to breathe even though his whole head was still underwater, he gets rescued, and Detective Hoffman, who's walking out with the daughter of the grieving father and the cheating wife, he's being heralded as a hero. Hooray, Detective Hoffman, hooray! And then they say, oh, we found somebody else, the FBI agent. Hoffman is not happy about this. Because as we discovered in the last film, he is the new apprentice, and this was not in his plan. So now we see the main trap for this movie involves 5 people. Because this is Saw 5, so why not include 5 people? Because subtlety, what's that? So at the beginning of the trap, Jigsaw tells the 5 victims, hey, go against your selfish desires and work together. Because, that's a lesson we could all take away from this movie. We gotta work together and help each other out. And of course, like any good Saw film, the answer is in the first room of the first trap. Jigsaw tells them, go against your selfish desires, help each other out. They don't listen, because in the first room, if they had worked together, they all would have survived. They all have collars strapped around their necks and a chain on the back that'll actually pull them towards a blade, taking their head clean off. And in front of each of them is a key. Later on, it's discovered that one person just had to go up, grab the key, and hand it off to everybody else. One key opened up all the locks. And of course, by the end of the trap, there's only 2 survivors left, and once they reach the last room, that's when they realize, oh, we should have been working together. So the moral of the story, if Jigsaw gives you a game to play, play by the rules, pay attention. Because if they had worked together, nobody would have had to die. But of course, their selfish desires made them go, what? There's only one way for me to live? Well, if you have to die, well, at least I get to live, right? So instead of recovering in the hospital, the FBI agent decides, nope, even though I have a hole in my throat, I am still hot on the heels of cracking this Jigsaw case. And remember, he also has to avenge his partner's death in Saw 4, so he's way more determined than he should be to finally crack this case wide open. Now, he knows Detective Hoffman is involved, he just doesn't know to what capacity. So the FBI agent tracks Jigsaw down to, yeah, you guessed it, another warehouse. What? Of course, Jigsaw owns like 1 billion warehouses. Or maybe he just owns like one really big warehouse or 2. I don't know. So the FBI agent finds himself inside of a room with a glass coffin with broken glass inside of it at the far end of this room. Now he's told if he wants to survive, he must get inside the casket. But of course, why get inside a glass coffin with broken glass in it, even though you were told to? You didn't listen before, so why bother listening now? And of course, it's hard for the FBI agent to take this advice, especially when Hoffman's right there. So they get into a fight, and the FBI agent gets an idea. So he grabs Detective Hoffman, tosses him into the glass coffin, door slams shut on Hoffman. Hoffman's freaking out like, oh no, how do I get out of this? Then he looks the FBI agent dead in the eyes, and he smiles. And the coffin is slowly getting lowered into the ground, and the walls are closing in on the FBI agent, and he's trying to get out, because we've all seen that one episode in the original Star Wars, A New Hope. That's episode 4, by the way. So the FBI agent's desperately trying to get out, and there's a steel grating on the ceiling, so he's putting his fingers through, trying to find a weak spot to get out, and then splat. FBI agent pancakes. So now he's dead. Detective Hoffman's alive, and the only thing left of the agent is his hand stuck in the grating on the ceiling. And I know I say this a lot, but this movie deserves a holy cow. Well, all the Saw films deserve a holy cow, because it is amazing. Now, when I first saw this movie in theaters, I watched it with an ex-girlfriend of mine. Well, she was my girlfriend at the time, ex now. And when I went to see it with her, she also loved Saw, so we always looked forward to watching it every October. And I remember remarking to her, wow, the writing is so tight, so good, you can't find a plot hole. But now that I am years older, now I'm a little bit more cynical than I was then. And part of me wants to believe that there's no tight writing. It's just the writers constantly retconning the whole thing. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe they've had this plan spread out all the way since episode 4. Episode 4, oh man, is it really that late? That now I'm just referring to the Saw films as like Star Wars movies? Anyways, this is a great movie. I love it. You should definitely go see it. I want to thank you once again for joining me for Saw Week, the most festive week of the month of October. Because if it's October, it must be time for Jigsaw. As always, I'm YouTube's Carson McKiller. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, because Saw Week is still going full steam ahead. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow, and sweet dreams.